and welcome back in to the Bryan College Lions Radio Network. I, of course, your voice of the Lions, Drew Rogers, joined with me today, if you missed him, in the women's game. My dad and co-host for the night, Tim Rogers. Dad, how we doing?
Sure, doing great. Apparently all we call are barn burners, so stick around, folks.
Yeah, we don't let anybody out of here unless the game is under 10 points. That's kind of been our staple this year. And if you missed it, Bryan College defeating the undefeated, no longer, Reinhardt Lady Eagles, or I don't know if they go by that, but the Eagles nonetheless. And they took them down. Some drama down the stretch in that one.
Yep.
And we're looking to have the same. You know, we want the Lions to win, but we're looking to have the same good game here all around on this Valentine's Day. Everybody out there, hope you're feeling the love. I know Bryan College, the basketball teams are right now, as there's quite a few people here. Not as many as maybe a packed out crowd, but they've started showing up in droves.
Starting to file in. We've got another matchup of evenly ranked teams today, like we did the women's game. Only difference is they were top of the standings. These two are in the middle.
Yeah.
Bryan's played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6.
Yep.
Good enough for 5th. I think they're half a game out of 4th right now.
Yeah, it's Johnson. They series swept Johnson this year. Speaking to that middle you mentioned, 6 teams within 2 games of that, from that 4 to 10 range in the AAC. So both teams, I believe the top 4 in the men's tournament get byes. Both teams still alive in that regard.
Absolutely.
And both fighting for it here today. And as we transition into the teams, let me just say this Reinhardt team, one of the most interesting and polarizing teams around, beat top-ranked in the conference, University of Pikeville, on Pikeville's home floor, and then turn around the next week and lost to the lowest-ranked team in the conference, the St. Andrews Knights.
St. Andrews.
Just such an interesting squad. You know, you look out there and you almost laugh. You're like, there's no way that Bryan should be in the same gym as this team. But believe it, this team is just as confusing and interesting to us as it might be to some of you on the film tonight. But you can't overlook them at all if you're Bryan. As Dad said, they're evenly ranked with us. And they've got some guys. Tyler Smith, about 17 a game. A big guy, 6'6", can put the ball on the floor. That's number 5. They've got number 11, Nate Jones, the conference leader in three-point percentage.
Okay.
For Reinhardt, 18 a game. Nate Jones plays about 38 minutes a game. We like to refer to that as the Ian Johnson special around here. And, yeah, if he has any space, it goes up. He averages 8.5 three-point attempts a game. And then number 12, Nate Lewis, not to be forgotten, about 16.5 a game for him as well. And they've got some other guys that pitch in. Only injury to note for both sides would be number 20, Cole Torres, was getting spot minutes off the bench. He's been down with an ankle injury as of late. And then for Reinhardt, number 44, Jared Russo, has played for them and played well off the bench. Not here tonight. Not sure what the cause of that is. But, yeah, that's about the summary. Dad, do you have anything to add before we get into it? I've got, right after you get done, I got one special announcement, and we'll keep up with it during the broadcast, but you go ahead.
Okay, yeah, my announcement's not that special. So last time these two teams met down in Waleska, Georgia, similar to the women's, Reinhardt came out with an 88-81 win. You mentioned Nate Jones. He hit 3 triples down there. Not a great night by him. He had 17 on decent shooting. They got contributions from Nate Lewis, Brazen James. For Bryan, they had 5 players in double digits, including the aforementioned Ian Johnson, Caleb Grimes. But this Bryan team's a lot different looking today than they were in November. My goodness, over just January and February, I can't count on how many different leading scorers
Yep.
they've had. As I look out in the layup lines, it seems like half their teams led this team in 2024 in scoring. So you're not sure what you're going to get. They've had some injuries. They've had some defections. They just keep coming and are slowly rising up that AAC leaderboard. And like I said, we've got two evenly matched teams with still something to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And I think we skipped Bryan. We'll go to them now. The big news for me, Caleb Grimes has stepped up so much this year.
Yeah.
Really eclipsed what I thought he could be, maybe what a lot of others thought he could be. He's impressed me so much. And I know I've used this term before, but he used the phrase over the summer, bet on you, made that his motto. Just really went to work. And the improvement, the play speaks for itself. There's no real reason to break it down any further than that.
Yeah.
Ian Johnson, my special announcement. Ian actually just sits 11 points from 1,000 career points here at Bryan College. So if that does happen, the next dead ball, we'll keep up with it for you. The next dead ball, I'll be running down. We're going to announce it. We're going to give him a ball. It'll be a great time, just a show of Ian's hard work and relentlessness. Through injury to stay on the floor all this time. And then the final guy for me has to be Josh Baher. Reinhardt, huge team. I mean, all across the board. How is Baher going to respond, holding down that middle of the paint, holding down the rebound responsibilities? Clear DA, of course, going to help out. But really, Baher's going to have a big game. And will Bryan get anything from their bench? Logan Allen coming along nicely.
Yeah.
If you checked out the Bryan Lions men's basketball Instagram, Logan caught himself a body in the last game against Montreat, and he's come along. He's been Coach Don Rakowski's project for a long time now. He's come along well, and he's really helped this team down the stretch. And with all that being said, I think we're just about ready to get into it. 2:45 left till tip-off. Get comfortable as this one, I have a feeling, on this floor, Bryan's never out of it. They don't ever seem to blow anybody out, not frequently at least. So I've got a feeling this is going to be a pretty good one. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll be right back here on the Lions Radio Network. And welcome back in here live on YouTube.com at Bryan Athletics. If you're enjoying what you see, consider subscribing, dropping us a like. Helps us out a lot. And we're jumping in to the action. Tyler Smith will start us off with the ball, and he'll go to work immediately on Baher. Reinhardt's leading scorer for a reason. And Tyler Smith standing about 6'6", 215. I think he might be heavier than that.
He is a load.
Baher hands it off to Grimes. Reinhardt in the switching defense. Caden Johnson, open look. That one no good. DA on the offensive glass. Baher being manned up by the smaller Adams. That one no good. Corralled down by Brazen James. Nate Lewis thought about it for a second. Fred Adams, number 10, the point guard, doesn't score much. Actually has more assists than points. Just looks to get Reinhardt into their stuff. As you see Johnson guarding him, leaving him completely alone. Tyler Smith going to go to work on DA. Tyler Smith pull up three. That one long. Caden Johnson brings down the rebound.
That's a win for DA there.
Absolutely.
Make him settle for that contested long-range shot.
Grimes being hounded by Adams. Yeah, Adams tried to get the cheap one there, but he didn't get in good enough position there to cut Johnson off. Just gave him the blocking foul. That'll be Adams' first, team first. He's good. Baher now over the top to Grimes. One more to Johnson.
Oh, we're on the Ian watch.
All the way around the arc. As we mentioned in the pregame, Ian Johnson now 9 points from 1,000 points at the next dead ball after that occurs. If it occurs, when it occurs this game, will be a special presenting of the ball to Johnson as you see him with the ball. Now Johnson takes the screen from DA. Johnson all the way with the right hand. Gets it past Smith. Johnson just 7 away as he's got Bryan's first 4 here.
Okay, we can't talk about it anymore.
Nate Lewis with the ball, gets it to Adams. They wrap Jones around the screen, the conference leader in three-point percentage. Back to Adams. That one's well off. And Grimes with the ball. He's looking to push it up the court. And Grimes points at Adams. Made him turn around a little bit there. Caleb Grimes, top of the key. The mismatch is to Baher. Ian Johnson, pump fake. He's looking to get into Baher. He lost the handle. Brazen James on the steal. Brazen James over the top to Tyler Smith. Nate Lewis couldn't finish the
nice pass over the top. Just
yeah.
couldn't quite finish.
Ian Johnson working, looks him off. Ooh, that one off to the left a bit. Excuse me. Now Adams with the ball. You hear the student section give him a little jeer for his last shot. Nate Lewis contested three-pointer. That one rims out. Reinhardt not being able to get anything going. And Grimes over the top past the Baher. One more to DA. DA all the way. That one's short. And Tyler Smith will bring down the rebound, averaging about 8 a game. Smith, a big guy, just gets his hands on a lot of balls in that paint. Jones is working on Caden Johnson. Caden Johnson, man, what can you say? And turns it over. Coach Rakowski wanting the push or the blocking foul there. Didn't get it. Now into the ball game for the Lions is going to be number 35, Logan Allen. Played well of late. We'll see what the sophomore is made of in such a big game such as this.
Yeah, and no more than the game like this do they need his length.
Yep.
Do they need his athleticism? Because Reinhardt's a well put together team.
They're crowding Smith. Johnson is leaving Adams alone. That one off the foot of Allen. It'll remain Reinhardt ball, but only 4 seconds on this shot clock. Reinhardt going to have to get a quick one out of an out-of-bounds play, one would think here. Nate Lewis, jab step, the three-pointer, no good. Ian Johnson with a controlled tip, gets it to Baher, who gets it to Ian's brother, Caden.
Caden, a true freshman, but we've seen it all year, plays beyond his years. He's always been a smart player, always looking for the angle.
Caden Johnson in the paint. One quickly over to Grimes. Grimes, that one rims out. Both teams playing pretty well defensively. And left open. That was number 3, Darian Reed. He checked into the ball game. I'm not sure how I missed that one. Darian Reed's three-pointer is no good. Grimes with the ball. Barely got it across half court there before the 10 seconds. Grimes all the way, nifty move, can't finish. Reed pushing the ball up the floor, finds Adams. Adams, hop step all the way in, no good. So both teams struggling to finish at the offensive end. It's really
and you saw it on display earlier. Grimes has got one of the quickest first steps in the league and just couldn't quite get it to go. But you've got a lot of length down low for Reinhardt. They're going to challenge everything, and Bryan, one of the smaller teams in the conference.
And there's Grimes. Grimes will throw up the 3 to let him know what he just did. Gives Bryan College the 5-point advantage. Adams with the ball. Johnson, no respect given to Adams. Part of Coach Rakowski's game plan was just have Ian be a helper. Darian Reed for 3. That one rims out. Allen with the ball. And, man, Reinhardt, it feels like they've started 1 for 10 here. The first shot goes down.
They're doing the Bryan defense all kinds of favors with some few questionable shots. Seems like their advantage is elsewhere.
See Nate Lewis, number 12, with a hand wrap there. Didn't realize he was going to be injured. Josh Baher, the mismatch on Adams, and they'll get Adams for the foul. That'll be Adams' second.
Yeah,
team second.
Smart play. We're used to seeing Baher having to fade or try that hook shot over larger defenders, and he had the proverbial mouse in the house on that play and just went right through him.
Went right at him. Didn't mince any words about it. He goes to the line to shoot 2. And Baher, his first one, front rim and in. Some substitutions for Reinhardt. Going to be number 1, Taden Owens. Number 22, Mitchell Kennedy. And number 32, I believe that's Nikki Fisher. I'm with you. That's how that's pronounced. Baher's second is good. He finds the net. Bryan College 7-point advantage. And one thing about the guy with the ball, Taden Owens, is he moved it away, but Owens might have close to the errant foul there. Bryan College fans, none too happy with that one. I tend to agree.
Well, you don't see a defender pull the chair out that far on defense, which it looked like Caden did, and I don't know, maybe the official wasn't expecting it.
Coach Rakowski beside himself, but that's a luxury he gets. Coach Don can be as mad as he wants. I don't think I've ever seen him get a technical foul. And the 3-point jump shot from Nikki Fisher, short. Reinhardt looking for answers here offensively, just finding none. Nothing seeming to be going right on that end. Grimes finds Allen. Allen the handoff to Johnson. And Baher walled up. Johnson, the quick release 3. That one long. And Nate Jones brings down the board. He'll push it up the floor for Reinhardt. Caden Johnson D'ing him up. Nate Jones can't find any space. Caleb Grimes, a lot of contact on both of those defensive efforts. But as I was saying about Owens, he just had the ball. Owens has one of the quickest first steps, maybe besides Grimes, of anybody in this conference. Darian Reed walled up, trying to find some space against Grimes. That one long, rolls around. Baher will bring it down. Excellent defensive possession all around for Bryan as they look to push. And Johnson will be fouled. He'll go to, I believe that's going to be a shooting foul. He'll go to the line. I believe that one was on number 32, Nikki Fisher. It'll be his first. And Reinhardt's coach seems upbeat. He's clapping. His team's certainly not not doing anything clap-worthy right now, but we'll
No,
leave that for him to decide.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder with a team like this, what you mentioned, have had the highs of upsetting Pikeville at their place and the absolute lows of a loss to St. Andrews.
In St. Andrews, North Carolina.
Yeah, you just wonder if they kind of ride the flow of momentum and when they get down, they get way down. Yeah,
kind of goes where the wind takes them. And this is a good time to plug this. Excuse me. At halftime, head coach Gabe Johnson going to be on the broadcast. You won't want to miss it.
How about that?
We're gonna ask him about the Reinhardt game he just got done playing, what he thinks it means for the rest of the season. The upcoming rematch, the three-peat with Reinhardt.
Apparently the surprise rematch.
Yeah, nobody had any idea. So you won't want to miss that. That'll be at halftime of this broadcast. Once again, Ian Johnson 7 points away from 1,000. He gets it. Next dead ball gets stopped. We will have the ball presentation into the game for Bryan. Number 12, Nick Roberts, a good friend of mine, a guy that you don't normally see in the game this early. But with the cushion, Coach Rakowski feeling maybe now's the right time to get him in. And Reinhardt doesn't have one of those long, lengthy athletic forwards. They've kind of got a true big with number 22, Mitchell Kennedy, on the floor. Probably a good matchup for Roberts.
Yeah, crowd favorite Nick Roberts. We'll see. We've seen throughout the year if you don't respect his range, he'll knock a three down on you, and looks like he's got someone to guard here.
Yep. Johnson now 5 points away from 1,000. He's scaring it early. See if he can continue. Roberts finning Kennedy around the screen. Swing corner Reed. Reed has the smaller Grimes on him. Grimes is playing really tough, really big right now. The pack line working to perfection. Johnson closes out on Owens. That one no good, man. Reinhardt, best look they've gotten all night. Just can't go. That's the Bryan pack line defense right there to a T.
Yeah, and you talk about that pack line, and you wonder if it has a place in today's game. Teams that want to shoot the three so much, but Bryan's holding its own in defending the three-point shot all year. They're good in the conference, and you see it right there. It leads to baskets.
And Caleb Grimes, that one probably that was pretty much all Grimes. He made both of those guys go with him. Allen, of course, knocks down the shot. 14-2 start for Bryan here. Reinhardt looking for answers, and there he is, rejected by Johnson. Owens got past him. Ian Johnson not known for his bounce, but there's something he's known for. Johnson for three. He's 2 points away. 17-2 Bryan advantage. And what a momentum swing. If there wasn't full momentum on Bryan's side, now there is, as you hear the patented Bryan Lions soccer chant in basketball.
We never said the student section wasn't populated with cross-sport participation.
And there's Roberts on the rebound. Johnson thought about it for a second. Looks like he's okay. Roberts, awkward angle.
Roberts went at him.
Looks like Johnson's okay. He's trying to get up the floor.
Might want to take a quick foul here if you're Roberts.
Oh, no. We're going to take a quick break to kind of let them sort. And we're back as you see Darian Reed knocking down the three-point attempt, and my goodness, man, the air kind of let out of the building there as Johnson goes down with that knee once again. Hope he's all right.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's a sight we've seen from time to time, and just hope he comes back. In the meantime, Logan Allen's picking up the slack.
Yeah. Reed with the ball, top of the key, 20-5 advantage as Reed knocked down the three. And, of course, Allen right back at him. That one no good. Robert. And welcome back in. During our break, Ian Johnson ran out of the training room like nothing happened. If you're a longtime viewer or a longtime fan, that's nothing new. Johnson looks like he's done for the season, and then runs out just as spry as ever. And as we mentioned, he's 2 points away from that 1,000-point mark. Andrew Lawrence playing a healthy 20 seconds before he's subbed out. Johnson comes right back in.
He did his job, and again, one of these guys, one of these kids off the bench who's led the team in scoring.
At Bluefield.
At one of these,
and then
during the streak.
Immediately got deathly ill and had to miss games.
And a string of DNPs.
Just
go figure.
Absolute madness here from the Lions.
Yeah, speaking of madness, just a horrible start for Reinhardt.
Yeah.
2 of 17 to start, 1 of 10 from the three-point line. After the opening tip, have just kind of come out flat
Johnson
so far.
For three. There's 1,000.
And he has
Ian
it.
Johnson has eclipsed 1,000 points now, 1,001. And he's not one for celebrating too much. You can tell on his face. He knows what this means. Of course, that's the next dead ball. We're gonna stop it. We'll honor him. And Ian Johnson with the ball now, and that's it. I gotta go. Dad, take it.
So here at Summers Gymnasium, they're stopping the game to do a bit of a presentation to our friend Ian Johnson. So Ian, senior shooting guard here out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, prepped at the Boyd Buchanan School. Just as good a kid as you could hope for. You see his younger brother Caden standing in line, a host of others. I tell you, if Ian ever ends up on the trade block, that knee's probably not going to pass the physical. So it's probably a good thing he's finishing up here. But just a kid that we've known since middle school days, and one of my personal favorites, and proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you said that of course on the floor there, but a classmate of mine, a teammate of mine for years at this point. Can't say enough of how happy, how pleased I am for him. You see him getting in on the playmaking game a little bit there.
Sir.
Dumps it off to DA. Bryan College 25-5 advantage.
He's checked 1,000 points off, so now he's gonna go for an assist record maybe.
Yeah, might as well go for the triple-double. And Brazen James, corner three-pointer. That one no good. Baher, strong piece of rebounding down there. Grimes with the ball against James. And all the way in. Oh, my goodness. What a move. Logan Allen thought he was going to maybe try to climb the ladder, throw it over, and he just ends up placing a nice safe two-in. Logan Allen with 8 first-half points. Brazen James all the way in. Strong move rejected by Baher. Met at the summit. James gets it back. No good. It's out of bounds on James.
The other way.
My goodness. The brick wall of Bryan has come out tonight.
Heck of a play from Baher. Not just the block, but the challenge on the quick putback. It leads to a turnover.
There's 6 Reinhardt players on the floor right now.
Well,
If that could encapsulate, if that doesn't show how the night's gone, I don't know what does.
Well, they need 7.
Maybe 8. Johnson with the ball up the left wing, gets it to his brother Allen. Over to Baher now. Baher going to play keeper. Gets Johnson on the second handoff. Johnson all the way in, creates the space. DA open for a second. Put it on the deck instead. Johnson finds Baher. I don't know if Baher really has the mismatch. Gets it to Allen. Allen will get the push on Nate Lewis. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be his first. It'll be team 4th.
And a little too physical there.
Yeah, Ian Johnson will check out for Andrew Lawrence. And, man, the way Allen, kind of contorts his body sometimes, how low he gets on some of these things doesn't look natural. It really probably does look like a foul to the official, even if it's not. That one, I think, was a good call. But, man, it's just a violent tailspin.
He is all elbows and ankles and sometimes you're surprised at how easily he gets off the floor. And
Baher with the turnover, maybe some momentum as Reinhardt. I believe you can actually see the plastic seal come off that side of the bucket as that one goes in with the left hand. Baher reverses sides. Andrew Lawrence around the screen. Reverse pivot to DA. DA baseline finds Allen. Logan Allen with the jam. 2 hands for authority. And, man, Bryan is really firing on all cylinders at this moment. And Tucker Lowe thought about it. Good defense there by Lawrence. Lawrence is a smaller guy, but really holds his own. He
get out there quick.
Maybe not as well as, Caden Johnson, but, you look at him, you think you're going to push him around. I just don't think you are. He's just proven time and time again you can't. DA had it poked away for a second. DA poked away again. Tucker Lowe up the floor, set his feet, thought about it, didn't put it down. Tyler Smith lost the ball. Allen, one-on-one situation. Logan Allen, man, world's his playground right now. We're just living in it.
Oh, he's just attacked the one-on-one and stood the guy up and euroed right past.
And that Darian Reed, I believe Darian Reed has got 5 of their 9. Not often you see a player this late in the game with half his team's points. As Bryan College has the 31-9 advantage. Caden Johnson, quick 3 behind the screen. That no good. I understand Johnson was open. Man, Bryan has been getting so many good looks, working the ball around. I'd like to see him keep doing that. Smith going to get hit, I believe, in the face there by Allen. And his bucket no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. At the table for Bryan is going to be Caleb Grimes and Ian Johnson. On the Reinhardt side, Nate Jones and Mitchell Kennedy look to check back in after this initial free throw. Tyler Smith clearing his head. Not well enough as he misses the first. At this minute, I'd like to take a moment. You may have noticed how clear the sound is today, how good our voices sound. I know we've had a slew of technical issues this year. That's all thanks to our donors. They got us some nice new soundboard, nice new connectors. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our donors. Thank you to anybody that supports Bryan Athletics.
We don't have to read lips anymore. It's fantastic.
We can hear ourselves up here. It's awesome. And now you see, Bryan, some confusion on this side. 12 on the shot clock. Caden Johnson will take the step-in 3. That one long. That a rare. We haven't seen that tonight from Bryan. A lot of confusion there on that side, and not something you want to see if you're Coach Rakowski. Tucker Lowe bombs it from deep. I don't know if Lowe. I'm not sure if he plays a whole lot. I know he gets in spot minutes, but he definitely doesn't play as much as they're leaving him out here. Caden Johnson with the ball, got knocked off his feet for a second, finds his brother Ian. Ian, pull-up jump shot. Why not? On a night where he hits 1,000, everything going his way, it's a great shot. He puts it home. And Reinhardt, frankly, just looks discombobulated. Jones throws up the quick shot. Grimes walks into the rebound. That's how this game just isn't competitive right now.
I'm not sure if it's coming across the video stream, but it's a little comical.
Yeah.
I mean, at times it looks like Bryan has 2 or 3 mathletes out here and are just getting whatever they want.
Yeah, killing them. I mean, Baher and Allen have gotten Baher on the glass, Allen on the offensive end, have just gotten whatever they wanted. As Baher gets it to Johnson. Johnson, quick pull-up three. You bet.
Of course, when you can't miss, I mean, it's not going to be very competitive.
38-13 advantage for Bryan College. My goodness, this is the worst first half I've seen a team have the entire year. No matter what team it was, this is not what you want to see for the Reinhardt University.
Yeah, and that's a low bar because you've got some bottom dwellers in the AAC this year. You've got some teams that just typically aren't competitive with a good portion of the league, and Reinhardt I wouldn't put in that category.
Yeah.
They're obviously a team that on the right night can beat anybody, but
this one, I mean,
4 minutes left in the first half. This doesn't appear to be their night.
This one just, from the start you could kind of feel it, and it felt like Reinhardt didn't resist it. They just kind of said, okay, if this is the way it has to be, and it's just not possible to win a college basketball game like this. It's just not. And Bryan College has just gotten whatever they want. Inside, outside, doesn't matter. It's just Bryan has dictated the pace of play of this game. They dictated the way it's gone, and that is exactly what Coach Rakowski wants to see. Hey, coming up at halftime, stick around. I normally tell you to go get a snack, drink, any of that. Stick around. We will have head women's coach Gabe Johnson on to discuss their win tonight versus Reinhardt University. The upcoming rematch, the third time they'll meet, surprise rematch that they didn't know about, and what he thinks it means for the rest of the season. Stay tuned. We'll have that for you.
Yeah, and will that rematch be in a secret warehouse? Will they have fans? Will there be no talking?
Tucker Lowe just took one of the worst shots I've ever seen. I try to keep it positive, but my goodness, what was that?
Well, Lowe appears to have a self-imposed green light on himself.
Yeah.
He may not get a ton of minutes, but he's making use of them.
And everything just seems to be going right. You don't see Baher take it from the top of the key, shift the defender, and then get up in the air over people much. And
hey, Baher's had a nice year, and
yeah, absolutely.
But you don't see that in his bag very often.
No, definitely not. That one's short by Lewis. Up the floor for Johnson. Grimes' pass just a little bit too hot to handle. I believe back into the game will be number 1, Tayden Owens.
Yeah, just in general, I'd rather not see a full court lead pass to Ian into the locker room entrance.
Yeah,
there.
maybe you throw that up to a Baher or an Allen. Okay, but Tayden Owens with the ball, the double high set for Reinhardt. Owens obviously doesn't really think of his teammate Kennedy as a shooter. And there he is, Nate Jones, the conference leader in three-point percentage on 8.5 a game, finally knocks one down. And can that be a spark for this Reinhardt team? Can they get back into it? Grimes finds Johnson, right wing, throws up the three, and that's all he's been doing is knocking them down. He's taking them, knocking them down. Tayden Owens in the paint.
You might want to guard number 1.
Yeah, Nate Lewis, step back jump shot. That one's good. Or not Nate Lewis, excuse me, Nate Jones. And that's his second three-pointer in a row. So if nothing else, Jones has realized that it's my turn. I'm going to play how I know I can play. One more pass to Johnson. Johnson takes a little bit of contact. Gets it to his brother Ian. Ian all the way. Probably hit on the goaltend. Still got in. And I believe Ian Johnson already has 20 points. And, we thought it might be close for him to get 1,000. He's been coming back from injury. He's back. He's here. And that one blocked by a combination of Johnson and Baher. And, man, it's getting ugly.
Well, and you like to see Ian scoring at at all three levels.
Absolutely.
Not just a stand-around jump shooter, which you know, some injuries have dictated that at times. I mean, the kid's got less meniscus than Kenny Lackey at this point, probably, but just a consummate competitor.
He got it to go. He took a hard fall there. Sorry to cut you off, but man, that was grabbing the back of his head. Keep going. Sorry about that.
No, that was. And there's the crafty Caden Johnson, just wise beyond his years, and always seems to be in the right position, and moves his feet.
And Reinhardt, all 5 players simultaneously looked at the coach like, what are we supposed to do out here, man? It's just 47-19, 45 on the game clock. Bryan College, I mean, it's been all Bryan College, let's be honest. We haven't had to say Reinhardt much in this game. Baher with the ball, top of the key, gets it to Caden Johnson. Caden Johnson, pull-up jump shot around the screen and knocks it down, even though his brother Ian really wanted that ball in the right corner. Really wanted it.
I think Caden wants to start working on his first 1,000.
Yeah, Ian, you've had enough as he's got 22 here in this first half. 49-19, 30-point advantage for Bryan College, 10 on the game clock.
Stop being selfish, Ian.
Yeah, Taden Owens, 5 on the game clock. Taden Owens, nice move, can't finish. And DA took a shot. The ball just kind of roll around on the floor. Grimes will chuck it up for good measure, almost goes in. And that's how the first half will wrap up. 49-19. Bryan College lead. We haven't had one of these in a while, Dad.
No.
And right after this, stick around. Probably about the 7-8 minute mark, we'll have head coach Gabe Johnson here on the halftime interview on the Lions Radio Network. Hello and welcome back in to the Bryan College Lions Radio Network. I, as always, your voice of the Lions, Drew Rogers, joined with me today, head women's basketball coach Gabe Johnson. Coach Gabe Johnson, fresh off a massive victory versus the Reinhardt University Eagles. First off, Coach, I just want to get your feelings on the game, how it went, how you felt afterwards and stuff like that.
Well, winning's a lot better than losing, so that's
Yeah,
a good
absolutely,
point
yeah.
right there. I'm really proud of the girls. I don't think it's our best played game.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of nerves, a lot of, just like, can we actually come out and beat them? And Reinhardt's so physical.
Yeah.
I felt like in the first half we kind of really backed away from that physicality, and I feel like, especially in the fourth quarter, we really rose to that challenge of being physical with them and getting downhill and getting to the rim and being balanced and under control on the finishes. So, and I'm just now looking at the stats. If you had told me that we would shot 5 of 19 from the three and win, I'd probably be like, no way. I think we got stops when we need to get stops. Our big thing is always try to stack stops on top of each other, try to get 3 in a row and have 2 really good possessions. Mm-hmm. And I think we really did that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'd agree. We were remarking up here that it felt like every time that you guys were about to go, and we called it a patented run, that you guys, it just seems to be a 10, 12-point swing just like that. It seemed like Reinhardt had an answer for you, and in that last 3 minutes, you really bared down, put the clamps on, and I felt like in the first half especially, like the offense wasn't clicking, nothing's going your way, but the second chance points, man, huge for you guys just to stay in the ball game at that point. And then, of course, the 4-point swing at the end of the half with the bucket and the steal and the layup.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, how does this make you feel for the, I guess, surprise rematch that'll be taking place 2 days before the conference tournament?
Yeah, I was telling the girls at the end of the game, I think again, like this game is kind of like, can we beat them? Can we, 23rd team in the country? Can we actually just overcome our nerves? And I told them at the end of the game, I said, we're good enough to play with anybody in the country, and I think we know that.
Yeah.
And then like the next matchup, it's like you gotta get a breathe. It's just like, all right, we know we can beat them, we know we can play with them, and just go out there and have fun. That third opportunity, and I think we're kind of put ourselves in a really good position where obviously we want to win, but like not having that pressure of having to win. In that game.
Yeah, I went back. And I don't know if you know this. Don't sell yourself short. Reinhardt now number 21 in the country. New poll came out today. You guys are receiving votes.
All right, nice.
You're about, I believe you're number 37 by vote count in the country. This win surely to bump you guys up. But you're right. Not the.
I probably should know that, but I really don't look at the rankings. Yeah. I'm really focused on, the next game and being prepared.
Yeah, I mean. I went back and looked. The year that they went, they were as high as 9th rated in the country. You're right. There was this pressure on it every game, and I don't want to say you got the losing out of the way, but that's kind of what it is. You guys, you took your lumps early in the season. You rebounded. You played that team. You were on a losing streak at that point, and you guys have responded at every step of the way. And my last question is, are you guys? Yes or no answer. That's all I'm looking for. Okay. Are you guys ready for the national tournament at this point in the season?
Oh man, I don't know if that's really a yes and no answer. I think we're looking forward to the opportunity to be able to be there. I think we still have room to grow on as a team. To ever just say, hey, we're ready to show up and play, that would make me very content, and I'm a very uncontent person. Like I want to still continue to get better every game, every opportunity to step on the floor. So I think defensively we can get better. I think we made a lot of mistakes tonight. Offensively, the flow of it. But I think overall, like we're ready for the postseason. We're ready to go out there, compete and battle and kind of just see where we're at and see what we can do.
Well, absolutely, man. I appreciate you stopping by. That, of course, head women's basketball coach Gabe Johnson, fresh off their victory versus Reinhardt University. They'll have a game in, is that 2 weeks versus a rematch versus them?
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks. So we got Kentucky Christian on Saturday, then we got Union here at home for senior night, and then we'll play them like a day or two after that. Okay, so it's going to be a busy week for you guys. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, man. Well, again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll be right back after halftime. 6:54 left to go on halftime. We'll be right back for the second half of the men's game on the Lions Radio Network.
And welcome back in out of the halftime break. The score of 49-19 in the favor of Bryan College. All BC in that first half. And, hey, it's a special day. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there who celebrate. And from us to you, we hope you are feeling the love from this live stream. In that first half, Ian Johnson, 22 first half points. Everything seems like it's going his way, going in. And again, once again, congratulations, Ian. Congrats, buddy. A guy I've known for a long time. My roommate, actually. Couldn't be more happy for him. We're just about ready to get started. As if there's a secret formula to coaching, the Reinhardt coach is going to have to discover it here before this second half starts. If they want any chance. Reinhardt, a talented team. This is the type of team that I thought would give Bryan fits. Yeah. Would really challenge their style. And Reinhardt's just kind of been content to let Bryan, control this game, walk all over him.
Well, we've wondered all year, if Bryan's kind of a playmaking, rangy wing, short, and you would think this is the type of team that would expose that.
Real quick, we got a foul on Fred Adams, going to pick up his third, team first.
But no, they're not taking advantage of anything.
No. Reinhardt seems to be content to just miss these contested shots. There's an open one for Johnson. That one well long after a first half where it felt like everything went right for him. Nate Jones out to Fred Smith. The one more for Adams. He'll get it back to Smith. Smith open top of the key. That one's short. Gang rebounding doesn't work out. Fred Adams. That one is long. And that just describes the game right there. Wide open layup. Can't finish. Baher going to work on Lewis. Lewis having to keep that left hand off of him. Caleb Grimes, 4-3. DA just a manimal on the glass.
Yep.
DA gets the tie-up, and Bryan retains possession and gets – oh, excuse me.
Yeah, but
that's I believe –
that in a nutshell is Collier's his whole college career right there in that possession. Just tons of energy. Hustle player, goes after the boards. It's not going to blow you away most nights in the stat sheet, but that's what he gives you.
And that one off the hands of Smith, saves it somehow to Jones. And Jones is probably not loving his life right now, being hounded by Caden Johnson all night. Not a fun activity.
He's a pest, no doubt about it.
Lewis, step back three, that one no good. Johnson on the board. Johnson moving it up the floor versus Adams. He'll almost get it to his brother.
I don't think Ian was expecting his brother to give up the ball right there.
And Nate Jones adamant he didn't touch that one, but it stays Bryan College basketball. Baher swing out to DA. DA finds Grimes. Grimes pull up jump shot. Almost got the and one. He's obviously in some pain. Hope he's okay. That one going to go against Brazen James.
He's a little twisted up there.
He looks to be standing on his own 2 feet as he walks it off. Takes the.
Maybe got the wind knocked out of him a bit there.
Yeah. That's going to be on the. It looks like he's grabbing that left thigh. That's not a fun place to take a shot. It's a really, long and soft part of your body that just. It's never fun to see an athlete.
I have no comment.
Get injured. Grimes, despite the shot, knocks down the shot at the free throw line. And he knocks down the second. Grimes obviously in a little pain. He's still hobbling back a little bit.
My guess is Reinhardt won't go right after him.
Yeah, that would be a bit too easy. I'm not sure.
Hey.
Let's do this thing that we've done the whole game. Let's run into each other and throw it away.
Yeah. Just maybe trying to do a little too much. You think you got some obvious mismatches here that Reinhardt would try to exploit, and they're just running into each other and throwing passes away, and not to pile on. This is not the best effort.
No, absolutely not. They're throwing on the full court press to give Bryan a different look. It had, it got Caden Johnson in a tight spot there, and Johnson going to commit the almost turnover. Adams not able to hang on. I believe the shot clock's going to be reset to 11 here.
Yeah, while we got a minute here, just look back at some of the stats from the first half. We mentioned the man of the hour, Ian Johnson. 22 points on 8 of 11 shooting, 4 threes. Logan Allen came in, instant offense off the bench, 12 points. Baher with 6, and Caleb Grum with 5.
Ian Johnson, a prayer. Yeah. Oh, my. Almost. I mean, it scared that net. Fred Adams up the floor, finds Lewis, and Reinhardt gets on the board for the first time this half.
I was taking Ian to buy lottery tickets after the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that fell.
But the question would be, has he used up all his luck? If he hits that shot. And that shot alone, the rest, he's been burying. Darian Reed with the ball, working on Ian Johnson. Reed swings it to Adams. Adams to Lewis. Around the screen, Jones. Jones corner for Reed. And, this pack line is just enveloping the Eagles right now. Jones around all Bryan defenders. Adams, one more to Smith. Wall-up defense by D.A. That no good. D.A., my goodness. The hustle on the boards. And when he came off the bench early in the season, we called him the spark plug. You see why.
Yep.
And we'll go ahead and call him, how about Baby Jokic? Does that work for everybody?
Yeah, sure. All of these Bryan posts are accustomed to play it against bigger guys. Baher's got some length.
That one no good. Nate Lewis going to pick up the fouls. He probably had position on Johnson there. Look like Johnson kind of pulling him down a little bit. I believe it'll only be Johnson's first.
I think Khalil Dye is listed at 6'4". What do you think? Little generous? Is that what shoes on?
I'd say he's a legit 6'4",
okay.
actually.
Okay.
I'd say I'm the tippy top of 6'3", and he's got me. So standing next to him. So I'd say he's probably a legit 6'4" out there.
Well, he's used to playing big down there against bigger guys, and you've seen it on display in this second half.
Darian Reed pump fakes Grimes out of his shoes. Ooh, good pass fake. Darian Reed in the paint. Finishes with the right hand on the left side.
So we know they can do things like that. It's just,
can we see it again?
It's not repeatable so far.
Baher posting up Kennedy. Kennedy checked back into the game. Baher fade, sure. Josh Baher with, he's got you always told me growing up, move and counter move, and he certainly has that. Yeah. He's got the hook and he's got the fade, and he gets it off just fine every time.
I believe that's the definition of barbecue chicken there.
That one off Reed. Reed able to run it down. Darian Reed, hesitation into the paint, and we're going to get a foul on D.A. reaching. I believe D.A. is going to check out after that. He will. Allen back into the game. See if Allen can tap into some of that instant offense you were talking about.
Usually with Logan, you know it pretty quickly.
And Darian Reed finds Taden Owens. Owens takes the contact. And the foul's going to go against Baher.
Yeah, pretty nice recovery by Baher there.
Yeah.
He got over there to contest. Looked like he got a hand up. Just must have clipped him with the body.
Yeah, a little bit late. Caden Owens at the line for Reinhardt. Owens been very good in spots. Was instrumental in their win versus Pikeville. Just could not be stopped getting to the rim. I mentioned earlier, got one of the quickest first steps, but also one of the smoothest around in the conference. And
so when this Reinhardt team is on, like what's their bread and butter? What do they do best?
So, and I don't know if our viewers know this. I still, Ian Johnson, another quick three-pointer, reins it in from deep. But I still help out the basketball team with scout work, playing scout players here. And this week, all Reinhardt really looks to do is set a bunch of ball screens at the top of the key, and they do a bunch of rub cut stuff to kind of generate defenders running into each other and create the space in the lane. They get downhill, and they get the bucket, or they get a wide open kick out three. But as we're seeing here today, you just can't do that against the pack line.
Yeah.
You just, like Bryan just packs the paint, and there's an extra defender there that you would normally see probably against any other team in this conference, and that's it. That's been the difference in the game. Reinhardt, obviously not playing especially well tonight. I wouldn't say, even if Bryan's pack line was that, affected them that much that it would, that the score should be what it is. But I mean, the shot's not falling. Nate Jones has been kind of quiet, hit 2 threes in a row. Haven't heard from him. Their best player, you would have to say, would be Fred Smith, or excuse me, Tyler Smith, not Fred. Would be Tyler Smith. He's been quiet. Baher has just done an excellent job on him tonight. They haven't been able to get it to Smith. See Reed. Reed knocks down the three, but that's it right there. I mean, you saw that. Drive penetration. They got the advantage. Immediate kick-out three-pointer. That one going to go off the leg of Johnson. It'll be a turnover for Bryan College. But, I mean, the three-pointer's not falling so far has hurt them. It really has.
Well, I couldn't have even guessed this, but 5 of 21 from three for Reinhardt so far. So,
and I believe Ian Johnson's going to pick up the foul, going to be his second. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have guessed they'd hit 5 yet, but
neither.
I can think of Jones's 2 and Reed's got 2. A little bit. Is this signs of life? Have we stumbled onto something? The three-pointer and Tyler Smith there waking up. I mean, this is the Reinhardt team that you're used to seeing on the tape. I mean, this is it. Tyler Smith knocks down the free throw. Now they've got the full court press on them, looking to capitalize on the momentum they've already built.
Yeah. Well, this is we're playing 2 games here. Reinhardt's up 11-9. Tie game after halftime.
Yeah.
It's just
there's Ian Johnson again.
They let Bryan get out to a 30-point lead in the first half.
I believe Ian Johnson has 27 on the game. And that three-pointer from Nikki Fisher finds its mark. Reinhardt coming a little bit alive, and you can see it on that bench down there, man. They're not ready to be done in this game. They've got to get stops. That's the main thing here. Baher from the NAI logo. Johnson from deep, from the letters, however you want to say it.
Good.
Ian Johnson gets to 30 with 12:51 left. And, man, Reinhardt is playing well right now. But you talk about a deflating bucket.
What's Ian's career high? Are we talking about it right now?
We're definitely in the ballpark. I believe 33 would be the number. I believe he got that earlier this year too. Johnson, they called the offensive foul. It was close. Johnson really let that shoulder get into him there. And that's going to be Johnson's 4th foul. No, I've got him with 3. Yeah, I've got Johnson with 3. He'll take a seat, and we'll see Andrew Lawrence, a crowd favorite over there right now in the student section, check in. Just a guy that waited his turn, has battled really hard when called upon, and hasn't been hitting too many shots of late. But with the space that Johnson's got in that spot, Lawrence is excellent, almost just as excellent as running around these screens as Johnson. So you would think that Lawrence is going to get the looks that he wants. Maybe, dare I say, a better shooter than Johnson. A very it's close. I'd love to see them two go at it.
Yeah, Lawrence is another player that's given himself the green light. So you won't see him look over at the bench very much asking for permission.
Tyler Smith, tough move, can't get it to go. Johnson pulls down the board.
Caden among the trees.
Andrew Lawrence trying to find somebody, finds Allen. Allen, the patented spin move, that no good.
Baher thought he got hit.
I think both players thought they got hit, and man, what a good idea there. Darian Reed trying to give it to Tyler Smith, and too much for Reinhardt's coach to look on to.
And you just see Coach Justin Newton just continue to implore his players. He's continuing to coach. He's continuing to go at it. We've seen a coach in that very position kind of go to the end of the bench and call it a day.
Yeah.
That's not Coach Newton right now. He's
still going. He's still going. He's checking the boxes. We're going to check a box. It'll be the box where we take our second break of the second half, and we'll be right back here on the Lions Radio Network. Welcome back in, folks. Bryan College inbounding the ball, leading 63-34. You see Reinhardt University really throwing on the full court press. And the Lions have great ball handlers, smart, high IQ ball handlers. They're not having too much trouble with it as of yet. Caden Johnson going to get it to Logan Allen. Johnson finds Andrew Lawrence. Lawrence just checking the game, commits a turnover. And I believe he's going to pick up the foul. Going to be his first. And Andrew Lawrence, the short lease, the yank.
Yep.
Coming right back out. And Bryan College in the bonus.
Already in a bonus situation.
Wow, my goodness. I mean, talk about an advantage for Reinhardt. I mean, they're looking for anything right now. Hey, this is one.
Chance at points with the clock stopped. It's a winning recipe.
Reed's first free throw good. He'll get a second try at it. So let's, the game not hotly competitive right now. Let's kind of transition to maybe more of a podcast format here. Second half of this broadcast. If it gets good, I'll mention game action every once in a while. Let's try something new here. If there's something really exciting, we can stop and go over it. But so college foul rules, as you see right there, the men still have the 1-and-1. Mm-hmm. The women's don't. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What? I personally like the 1-and-1. I know a lot don't, but I think it's I think it keeps the game fair. With the 2 guaranteed free throws, it's like, well, why do I even foul? What's your take on it?
Yeah. Well, we've seen it a lot this year in Tennessee high school basketball, and it does take some getting used to for that very reason. And I would say it's harder for a team down to make a comeback because you do automatically get those 2 free throws. At least at the high school level, after 5 fouls in a quarter.
Yeah, you get 5. It's 5 in the quarter at the college women's level.
Yeah. And 7 at the half.
Absolutely.
So, if it cuts down on intentionally or semi-intentionally fouling at the end of games, I think a lot of people would be for that. But you're still not gonna. If you're a coach, you're not gonna stop trying to win. When you're down, so
yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like the 1-and-1 is one of the most unique things in sports.
It is. It's more drama. It's more drama as Bryan stays up 63-35 here with 10:20 left in the second half.
Yeah, it's unique. I wish it would stay, but I think the whole game is transitioning away from it. I asked, we had head coach Gabe Johnson on. I'm not sure how much you heard of that interview. You're getting a legal screen there on Allen.
Oh.
There's no free throws attached to that. It's an offensive foul. But, as you look at this Bryan College team, you saw them beat Reinhardt tonight. Reinhardt's best player not here. You can, you leave that to what it is. Some other girls for Reinhardt played exceptionally well, maybe above their station from what they've been at this year. So, you leave that up. You can leave that up to people who debate MJ and Michael Jordan, whatever, But as you see, Lewis knocked the jumper down. Man, that cast is pretty extensive. I hate to cut myself off there. That is an extensive hand cast on his left hand. But it's excuse me, I lost my train of thought. After interviewing Coach Johnson, I just want to get your take. Is this the best team you've seen since they've been here that is postseason inclined? I'm not talking about best talent, best record. I mean, is this the best Bryan College women's basketball team?
Well, they could be, and the good thing about having a program that's been on the rise for several years is that you're measured to a higher standard. So I think for this Bryan team, it's going to come down to what do you do in the postseason. You want to win the regular season. Obviously, that's a goal. But I think looking back at prior Bryan women's teams, it becomes how did you finish in the conference tournament, and then what did you do? Did you hang around that national tournament?
Yeah.
Probably the next level for Coach Johnson's program. I'll tell you, this is in the 4 or so years that we've watched them, this is the best kind of all-around team that I've seen. They'll defend you. They're at the top of the conference in defense and offense, just like Reinhardt is. I mean, there's no secret. You got to play both sides of the court, and both those teams we saw tonight did. I absolutely would not count out the Reinhardt women going forward.
No, definitely not.
They're a very good physical team that was missing a key player tonight, and you just got to think the third round will be something special. And
well, that's Allen going to pick up a foul. I believe it'll be his 4th. If I'm counting right, it might be his 3rd. Yeah, I agree with you, and, I think you're right. I don't think that's a game that, no disrespect to any coach, player, or any of that, that's played here in the past, I don't think that's a game that past Bryan College teams win. It just, and we see Lewis, Reinhardt threatening to make it interesting here. 23-point game. And Reinhardt's coach positive that that was their ball. We'll get a foul.
Yeah, I think they're saying that there was an arm bar that helped Grimes out of bounds there in that far side of the court. So Grimes will step to the line and attempt those aforementioned 2 free throws now.
No, this is 1-on-1 in men's.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Grimes knocks down the first. Doesn't matter for him. Grimes' second free throw is good. Coach Rakowski going to grab a timeout. Why not? He's got 4 left. And it's going to be a full timeout. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this timeout on the Lions Radio Network. Welcome back in to the Bryan College Radio Network. As 67-42 Bryan College advantage, 8:06 left on the game clock. Out of that timeout, Nate Lewis picked up a foul. And Lewis has had a good second half. If memory serves correct, he's got 6 second-half points. And he's looking to make it 7 or 8. And, I mean, with the Reinhardt's, we talk about it all broadcasts, how polarizing they are. Don't count them out just yet. I mean, 8:06 left. When I first joined the Bryan College basketball team, Don said a lot. Coach Don said a lot that any team can beat any team on any given night in this league. And I mean, he said, I've seen teams come back from 20 with 2 minutes left. Now, Coach Don, one for his storytelling, so maybe a few points added here or there. But
let's hope his words aren't prophetic here tonight. But yeah, Reinhardt continues to play. Bryan's gone cold a little bit.
Darian Reed, handoff to Nate Jones. The illegal screen call. Reinhardt Can't believe it.
It was nimble footwork by Reinhardt coach Justin Newton there. He popped off the bench. He stiff-armed an assistant.
Yeah.
And then got right back in the ref's ear.
I'll tell you, man. I know his team hasn't played, up to probably his standard or any standard really tonight, but I've been impressed with him tonight.
He's entertaining us. It's more than I can say for his team.
Johnson gets it to Baher, finds the cutting DA. DA, that one no good. Nate Jones threw it off the foot of DA. DA all the way up the floor. Euro steps in the lane.
Hey,
yes, sir. Tyler Smith trying to work on Baher. Darian Reed uses the screen from Smith in the paint. Yeah, DA's going to pick up the foul. It just, this will be our next kind of podcast type topic. Coaches, NBA coaches talk about all the time how the game is too geared towards the offense now. How you can't play defense. And some of that has kind of trickled down to the NAI, like the new block charge rule this year in the NAI. Caden Johnson, a magician, has figured out a way around it, but it's impossible to get charges this year. It's always a block. I mean, in your opinion, what steps need to be taken at this level or at any level to kind of, go back, I guess the old heads would say the golden age of defense?
Well, golden age of defense, I don't know it's ever going to come back, and I don't know if you ever want it to come back.
Yeah.
Mainly because the hand check rule is in place.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That I don't want to see the hand check back. I definitely don't. A lot of guys would say that, today's modern NBA players couldn't handle the physicality. But,
that could be true, but they don't have to.
Right. They never had to. Just like all those great mid-range shooters never had to be.
That's right.
Never had to be elite three-point shooters like you. I mean, everybody's got to have a three-point shot on him. I mean,
that's right.
Probably Clint Capella, Jared Allen. Those are some of the guys. I mean, even a guy like Joel Embiid knocks him down at a high 30s clip now, mid-30s clip.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, if the debate is, modern players couldn't handle it, it's just the game changed, the game adapted.
That's right.
It's they played this version of basketball for so long, and the guys back then played that version of basketball.
That's right. Yeah, players of the 80s and 90s with talent would adapt to today, and your superstars today, most of them would have to adapt to that brand of basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. See Smith knocked down the two free throws. Lewis and Jones entering for Reinhardt. Lowe and Reed will take a seat. Reinhardt not giving up. They're subbing furiously. They're keeping fresh bodies out there for the full court press. But unfortunately, when you got Caleb Grimes, it's just really hard to get him into trouble. I mean, what an angle that was. Caden Johnson with the left hand. Johnson to Johnson, like the baby powder company, and it's just a little bit too easy. I think Reinhardt's making it easy on him. Smith all the way in over Baher. That one just a little bit longer. Some frustration shown by Smith there. And how did he keep his feet pinballed around there by multiple Reinhardt defenders?
He might have been fouled there. I'm not sure, but
it was close. It was definitely close. Well, Dad, I've tried to avoid having this conversation on a live mic.
Okay.
But I would love to hear your, I know we're NAI basketball here. I'd like to hear your top 10 college, or maybe let's go top 5 college basketball players of all time.
Oh my!
I mean, you don't follow it as much now, neither do I.
No, I don't.
That's obviously at the Division I level. I mean, hey, you covered for the newspaper. Was there anybody that you saw at King College, at Milligan, at ETSU back in the day that you were just like, wow, this guy deserves deserves more recognition.
Yeah. Virginia Intermont had a few snipers in the early '90s. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll just rattle off a few from memory. Obviously, with me, it still starts with Bird and Johnson. Late '70s, early '80s.
Okay.
Patrick Ewing was a force at Georgetown. Oh.
Patrick, so you've got Bird, Johnson, Ewing. Won't make you do order unless you want to.
Yeah. I'd really have to think about that. I mean, all time you're talking Lou Alcindor. Of course, the old heads rave about Bill Walton before his knees failed him.
And really quickly, let me get these substitutions out of the way. I know we've got parents watching at home. Into the game for the Lions, going to be number 12, Nick Roberts. We've seen him before.
Crowd favorite.
Yeah, definitely. Another guy that almost led the Lions in scoring this year with 16 points at Cumberland. Number 32, Cal Drake. Number 13, Andrew Lawrence returns. And I thought I saw Dayon. I believe that's Subarin. I believe he's almost out of games for his red shirt. Oh, there he is at the table. He may be getting DA. Lawrence, good defense on Adams. DA not really ready to go out of this game yet, is he? He's still at 100 miles an hour.
If I'm clear, I'm getting my 3 in right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking the worst step back you've ever seen.
I'm coming out anyway. This is going up.
Yeah. We'll see if we can get some of these guys who faithfully sit. Yeah, there's Roberts. You knew that was going up. That one's short. We'll see if we can get these guys that sit, that put in the time, that maybe don't get the play time. Some buckets. You see Mitchell Kennedy. Nice move there. Thought he was going to dunk it. Looks like he lost it and kind of guided it in. Dayon Subarin, after this timeout, will check in. And also number 34, Nolan Bryan. Both friends of mine. Both really good guys. Put in their time day in and day out into this team, as well as Cal Drake, Andrew Lawrence, and Nick Roberts. 75-50 to score. And if memory serves me correctly, this is the earliest Coach Don has ever thrown the bench in. I've never seen a Coach Don team that, with 3:30 left, he doesn't at least have 3 starters in.
Yeah, Coach Verkowski doesn't often go deep into his bench, especially in the second half. So getting some instant feedback on our podcast commentary from several sources here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
This is live, unscripted television.
But don't worry, we're going to get back to the game action here. As we've got some new faces to call, so we'll see how that goes.
I didn't realize we had so many purists tuning in tonight. But
can't believe we would try to mix it up in a blowout.
Point well taken.
Nolan Bryan under duress. Bryan spinning. Lawrence finds Roberts, finds Cal Drake. Cal Drake! The man's jam! And the crowd goes crazy. Hung on the rim for good measure. Man. They've been waiting a long time for that one. Cal Drake finally got his dunk. That one no good. Dayon Subarin almost had the board. I believe that's that was number 21, Donovan Pearman got the board. Cal Drake will pick up the foul.
And folks, if you had the over on the .5 Nick Roberts look-away pass to Cal Drake, two-handed dunk, it is. You just cashed.
There it is. Let's see. So Drake has scored this game. All 4 of the other ones have not. So we'll see if they can get it in here. This would you know, season's winding down. You would think this is probably the last chance for guys like this.
What's the Nick Roberts 1,000-point watch? Are we close?
Oh man,
we kid because we care.
I don't know if we're as close as Ian was tonight, but yeah, he's somewhere around there, somewhere around, you know, 500, something like that. Dayon Subarin thought about it for a second, and Nick Roberts passing it around. Subarin pull up jump shot, it's good. Dayon Subarin with the 2, 1:53 left. Hey, that's 2 of 5. We can keep moving. That one's short.
Yep.
And rebound going to be corralled by Roberts. Oh, he got his bucket and he's limping. Oh no. And into the game, another crowd favorite, number 11, Max Foster.
I believe Max was the poster boy today of this particular game with Reinhardt on.
Yeah, on Bryan Line's men's basketball. Cal Drake with the ball. Gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence thought about it for a second, gets it to Drake. Drake back around, top of the key.
Make sure you check out Bryan's men's basketball feeds on, where are we at, Drew? Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter. Got a Facebook as well. Maybe just a Bryan Athletics Facebook. Bang! From Lawrence. Stop me mid-sentence.
Checkbox.
For the 3. And there we go. Well, we're still at 2 of 5. I don't know if we're going to have time. Roberts, oh my. That was a miss. Cal Drake up the sideline, slows it down. 58, there's still time. Bryan gets it to Max Foster.
Yeah,
why not?
You know that's going up.
Yeah, that was a necessity for him when he checked in the ball game.
Still want to challenge Nick to a foot race.
That one's good. That's they don't even have him on the roster. Oh, excuse me. Yes, they do. That's number 4, Jordan Bradford. Didn't think they had him on the roster. Andrew Lawrence around, finds Max Foster. Foster loses the handle for a moment, gets it to Bryan. See if we'll get a shot here. Bryan behind the back. Oh, Bryan might have got his ankle shifting a little bit. Bryan around Kennedy, the lay. That one's blocked. Bradford with the ball, going to push it up.
Not getting that call, Rook.
Finally be probably the last one of the ball game. That off the feet of Brazen James. And that's probably where we're going to end it. 82-54, Bryan College.
Another big win for Bryan. They're all important, but that was done in fine fashion.
Bryan moves to 13-9. We'll have to see what Johnson does in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But that's a big one. That's one step closer. And
you said the top 4 seeds.
I believe that's how. I've talked to Coach Rakowski today. He told me that's how that works. Okay. So I believe it's top 4 this year. For myself, Drew Rogers, my co-host, of course my dad, Tim Rogers, Chase Green, our SID, Camille Holly, Game Day Relations Manager, Jenny Swafford, our Athletic Director, on leave right now. Jenny, if you can hear this, if you're watching, we wish you back. We hope everything is well. And everybody that makes Bryan Athletics what it is. We thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time on the Bryan Lions Radio Network.